Hello everyone, welcome to Dear Love Talk. We're going to have the next 13 minutes to answer some of your questions. We do get quite a lot of the questions coming through via Facebook and email, and it's a pleasure to be here with you. My name is James, by the way.
I'm Helena, and it's very easy for you to send your questions. All you need to do is to email us on questions@lovetalkshow.tv.
Or you can do it also through our Facebook page. Now, the first one comes from Sandrina Lavelle, and she says, I don't feel my boyfriend is as emotionally connected and as much in the moment as I am in the relationship. How do I deal with this?
Right.
I think this question could not have come from a man, right?
You would be surprised.
I don't think men say, I don't feel as emotionally connected or as much in the moment. And that's not a sexist remark. It's just usually a rule of thumb. And Sandrina, I have to be honest with you. I think sometimes people start to try to read too much into the relationship. Exactly, overanalyzing. Yeah. You know, if the guy doesn't say what you were expecting him to say, then you feel he's not in the moment.
And what does it mean anyway?
Exactly.
To be in the moment, in the same connected. These are things that you read. I'm sorry, listen, I'm not making fun of you at all. But this is something, if you've watched previous programs and even previous questions, videos like this one here, you will see that we talk about this a lot. You know, like this whole thing that you hear in the movies, follow your heart, there's no chemistry, these are words that unfortunately you hear a lot in the movies, but what do they mean in practice? So maybe what you mean is he doesn't talk as much, he doesn't seem to be so bubbly when you are, so it makes you perhaps feel like he's not really enjoying your company. No. And chances are, sorry to continue, that if you ask him, what is wrong with you? I don't feel like you are connecting. He doesn't know what that means.
Yeah, for example, you know, Elena is sitting right next to me now. And it's like me saying, oh, Elena, I don't feel you are in the moment. What moment? She's here. She's here. But sometimes the person says, oh, he's there, but I don't feel he's in that moment. He's not connected. You know, don't read too much into something. The fact that the person is there is important. The fact that the person perhaps tries to connect with you, to talk to you, is important. If they don't say exactly what you want them to say, don't worry, because you know they haven't yet invented a device that reads the other person's mind. So sometimes he says something which is important to him, which may not be exactly what you expect to hear. That doesn't mean that he's not connected to you.
But you know what happens? Many people, like I said, they watch on TV, they read in novels, and you know they hear from their friends. I don't know if it's true what their friends say, but anyway, that you know, your guy has to, when you go out, you have to be like, oh, you know, like very bubbly and all very, I don't know, very like, oh, I love you, you are so beautiful. Real life is not like this. Probably he will go with you on a date, but he has things on his mind. He's a human being like you. Yeah. Maybe his day wasn't as good as yours, and he doesn't genuinely have anything to say at that moment. So, you know, like you, I remember when we used to date, I would be like, you know, like playing with my fry. So what's up with you? And he was like, what? What do you mean, what's up with me?
Actually,
there's nothing wrong with me.
I would be quite offended with that because she wanted me to talk more than I would naturally talk. So, you know, don't read too much into it. Take it easy. And if he's there, if he's faithful, if he's trying to make the relationship work, start from those basic foundations. They are important. Okay?
Absolutely.
Next question is for you.
And it says, my wife and I are going through a really bad patch. We get on really well and love and respect each other. But every time we talk about money, we have really huge disagreements and fights. We really try to avoid the issue, but we don't know how to deal with it. Yes. With money, you need to be very, actually, when you're dating, I know you're married already, but for the singles out there, you need to be on the same page. If I am a spender and he likes to save, and for him it's a big deal, he's the kind of guy that was brought up, you know, like in a home where you need to save to buy a home, a house for yourself.
To have security.
Yeah, and I'm like, you know what, let's live like if it's today is the last day and you spend. So you're going to have problems if you already notice that big difference when you are dating. You know, this can be a deal breaker. But now you need to sit down. You need to listen to each other without arguing. You will not agree with everything he's going to say.
And you know, Lena, the thing is that money is a big deal in relationships. Sometimes it's not just the problem, like you were saying, that you see money differently. Sometimes you see money the same way. You have the same idea of what money is supposed to do in your lives. The problem is when there is a shortage of money, people can get quite tense because money means security for many relationships. So perhaps you're having arguments because you are not reaching an agreement on what to do with the money, on how to find a solution. So let me tell you a little tip that you can use, something that you can do. If you run a business, you would talk about money in a business sense. You wouldn't start an argument because you didn't agree on how to spend your petty cash, right? Or how to spend some money the company has saved. You wouldn't start an argument. If you disagree on something, you would take a break from talking about that, come back the next day, and eventually you reach a common ground. In a relationship, when it comes to money, it has to be pretty much like that. You have to reach a point where you agree on something, and if you don't agree today, you come back to it tomorrow. But be careful, because money is one of the main reasons that couples cite for divorce. Do try to talk about it in an amicable way.
Absolutely. And have goals, you know, have rules that you guys have amongst yourselves. Like, okay, this month we're going to save. The next month we treat ourselves, if you are the spender, if you like to spend. And you have to agree, and you have to always remember that you will never always be, you know, he will never say to you, oh, you are right. No.
Not that he will never, sometimes he won't.
Yeah, if she has problems with him with regards to money, she clearly isn't agreeing with him and vice versa. So you need to be prepared to hear a no from time to time and just learn to compromise. It's like this.
Yeah, so it's not that there's it's not that he doesn't agree or she doesn't agree with everything that you want to do with your money, but we sometimes don't agree. It's normal. Even Elena and I, sometimes we don't agree on something. So we take a break from that, come back the next day.
Yeah, and then we say, okay, so let's do it your way this month. Next month we can do my way. And that's it. We are all happy and
that's it.
No more arguments.
But it's certainly not worth breaking up over money, even though it's one of the biggest problems that couples have. Remember that, okay? Next question comes from someone who, someone sent this question via our Facebook page and says, I like this girl and I think she likes me too, but I keep getting these mixed signals where sometimes she pulls away. I really don't know how to go about dealing with this. This is something similar to what we have answered before, but I think last time it was a girl who asked this question, this time was a guy, and we do try to answer all questions, so even though it's quite similar, we put it there.
So what would you do as a guy? Because it's a guy asking.
Listen, this is this is something I've been talking to some of the guys that attend the Love Talk Live seminars. It's a big deal. You know, a lot of guys, they are so afraid of rejection that they are crippled by this fear of hearing a no from a girl, and they don't approach the girl. They don't go and try to speak to the girl. And you seem to have doubts that she likes you. You say you think she does. And look, this is usually my opinion. You know, I'm gonna be 37 years old in a few days. That's right, 37.
What do you mean by that?
And we're not kids anymore. What I wanted to say is that we're not children. So you can't live this kind of, you know, schoolyard love where what if, and what if she doesn't want to be with me and want to play with me? Just go there. Tell the person how you feel, right, Lena?
Yes,
because
the more you delay that, the more you delay, the more you think, okay, let me see, let's give it some time, the more you're going to suffer, depending if you really, really like that person, the more you're going to be wondering and thinking about things that are not really, maybe not real.
And by the way, Lena,
just find out for yourself if she likes you or not, then move on.
From a woman's perspective, you're a woman. I mean, would you want...
I'll tell you.
Wait, hold on, they haven't asked the question
I already
yet.
know what he's going to ask me.
I haven't asked the question yet. What would you want? Would you want a guy to look at you and send you some mixed signals sometimes? Or would you want someone who comes to you and says, listen, I really like you, I think you're really interesting, and I'd like to get to know you better? What would you prefer as a
I
woman?
pre- I
By the
would
way, is that the
prefer-
question you thought I was going to ask?
Yes.
Okay.
You see, I can already read his mind. It's like this. It's normal for a girl to have mixed feelings because maybe you behave in a way that she's not sure. You know, maybe you are too friendly with the opposite sex, and then she goes like, "I'm not sure." But if you come to her, if you go to her in a very confident way, and she's gonna change her mind. If it's just a small thing, she's gonna feel, okay, this guy is quite serious, you know.
So, as a woman, what would you prefer? Would you prefer
The person to come straight to me and ask me, and that's it.
And if it's a yes, it's a yes. If it's a no, it's a no.
Yes, that's what happened to
Okay,
to
so
us.
there's the answer to your question.
Yes.
Stop beating around the bush. Don't be afraid. Go there. I don't know how old you are. From the picture I saw, you look quite young. Go there. Ask the question. Say, look, I really like you. I get these mixed feelings. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. Do you like me? Would you like to get to know me better?
And if you don't, someone else will, and
Exactly.
then you missed out.
Absolutely. It's been a pleasure to be with you. If you do want to send us your question, do get in touch. Send us an email via our email address, which is questions@lovetalkshow.tv, or via our Facebook page, which is Love Talk Show.
And remember to subscribe to our videos.
Absolutely. It's been a pleasure. Until next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.